this week's sled review, we've got Paul Mack and Jeff Fisher here, our resident experts. They're going to tell us about this week's sled.
Yeah, what we have here is the Yamaha FX Nytro RTX, which is their rough trail.
My thoughts are, when I get to the Yamaha, I think of the four-stroke power. They're kind of pioneers in the four-stroke power. Pioneers from the standpoint that they've gone full four-stroke. This has a bottom-end torque and the acceleration that I really prefer in a snowmobile. From the standpoint that if you get in any kind of trouble, it's nice to have the engine this has that you can give it throttle. It lightens the front end up and you can kind of skip over the trouble instead of nosing into the trouble. I really like it because for a four-stroke it feels light. It doesn't have a four-stroke heavy feel like some snowmobiles do. This feels like it feels light and nimble to drive. You can throw it around, similar to a two-stroke. So I like the feeling of lightness, being nimble, but yet having that four-stroke power that Yamaha has. It just gets you out of trouble in a hurry. I love it.
Let's take a closer look at some of the features of this sled.
Let's take a look. I really like the Fox Float shocks. We've been doing some adjusting on it, tweaking them. They're adjustable shocks. We can just turn it in to make it stiffer, softer. We've got this dialed in really, really, really well. Make sure you're playing with the shock setting for firmness and softness. These Fox Float shocks do a fantastic job. This thing goes over bumps like you would not believe. They came a long ways in 2009. 2008, the machine was a little bit more dartier, meaning it would hunt and dart around. This stays much flatter, rides much better. Fox floats work absolutely fantastic. I love the way you sit on it. There again, a transition when you're sitting on it. It's a comfortable posture. I'm not hunched over. I'm not straight back. It's a nice riding position from a trail riding standpoint. This is absolutely fantastic. And boy, does it go through the big bumps in the ditches.
It's a very, very nice sled. You know, talking to the guys at Yamaha, this sled actually is being R&D'd as we speak out on the racetrack. The stuff they're racing is getting into the production line, from torsion arms, spring rates, shock angles, caster camber, the whole works is being tested out there. Things you see on the racetrack, you might be sitting on it next year.
Daredevil Paul Mack, you've got your feet hooked in here. Tell me why.
I've got them in the stirrups here. I love the way these foot stirrups are on this. They've got this bar down here that you can roll your foot up against, lock your feet into, because there's a lot of times when you're landing and you get jarred and you can't really hang on. It's not 100% for anybody hang on by your hands. It isn't just hands alone. Look, ma, no hands. I hang on with my feet. These are some of the best stirrups in the industry to lock your feet into. It really gives you more positive feel. And there again, the ergonomics of posture. I'm sitting with my legs are bent. I love it from a transition standpoint. When I go to stand, I'm already partially there, so I'm not old school sitting way down and having to get way back up. Easier on your lower back, easier on your legs. This is a great riding position, and I love the stirrups.
Jeff, why don't you tell us about the rear exhaust here?
Well, it's one thing unique with the Yamaha. They do have rear exhaust, which is really kind of different in riding, because you'll be riding along, the sound is behind you. Actually, you can hear the snow on the skis. I mean, it makes it a little bit different. You don't get the noise or smell because your exhaust is behind you.
All right, guys, who's going to love this sled? Who's this designed for?
I think this is definitely aggressive trail rider. It's got aggressive trail rider written all over it. I mean, the looks, the style, great suspension, and I can't say enough about the bottom end power of the Yamaha four-stroke engine. You get in trouble, you give it throttle, you can lighten up that front end. Instead of crashing through it, you can float over it. Aggressive trail rider, big bump ditch banger. This is the sled.
Tell us the name of this sled one more time.
FX Nytro RTX.
That's it.
Yamaha, baby, Yamaha!
Groom trails, rough trails, no trails. Introducing the all-new 130 plus horsepower Yamaha FX Nytro RTX, the ultimate crossover sled. Corner like a 121-inch trail sled. Bridge the bumps like a 136-inch versatility sled. Float like a 144-inch off-trail sled. The FX Nytro RTX, the only sled on the market that does it all.